horn. You are another. Come, let's play. This will not finish me.
You've got a talent for finding those. Doing something with magic-y?
If you've come to rob me, I'm afraid I have little of value. I can help if you've a high fever or nervous stomach, but I have no need for gold these days. Healthy paranoia, I suppose. There's plenty of questionable characters out here, but I prefer it to the crowded cities. Too many going on about their appearance or their status or their career. I'm done with such trivialities. Oh, it's been a long time since my former student has contacted me, and now she makes such demands. How quickly she forgets who trained her to hold a paintbrush. I have no need for gold. You can tell her that upon your empty-handed return. This is Yokudan blue tea? I thought it lost forever. The last shipment was said to have sunk to the bottom of the Abyssan Sea. Oh, she's still clever, isn't she? Her and Verilel always were. Very well, take my mixture. It's a good trade. Yes, back when I had the inclination to bother with such upstarts, I thought that would be my legacy, to train great artists who would blossom under a careful eye. Sadly, all they did was rot in their own hubris. The life of a Summerset artist is not easy. It's not enough to be merely great. You have to be better. Both Tindoria and Verilel wilted under that pressure. I blame myself for agreeing to tutor them together. Their rivalry seemed harmless at first, even friendly, just something to keep them motivated. But as it tends to be, one of them was always a step ahead. Soon any praise I had for one would pierce the pride of the other. And now they've both grown bitter and endlessly jealous of the other's success. They believe Summerset only has room for one great artist. Such foolishness. Honestly, it was their squabbling that led me to stop taking students.
Good eye. I didn't even see that runestone at first.
come on, Alamar. Pull yourself together. My aching head. Where in Oblivion am I? Yes, that's right. This is Russefeld. I came here to buy some wine. That's it. Oh, wait a minute. Oh no, don't tell me I lost them. My wine bottles! They should be right here. Oh, Father's going to kill me if I come home empty-handed. Again. I must have lost them during the winery tour. I may have had one too many tastings. It's all still very hazy. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, by Oblivion, I'm not even sure what day it is. The bottles must be somewhere along the winery grounds. I probably dropped them as we went along. I can barely see straight right now. Could you fetch them for me? I believe we toured the southern, northern, and central arbors. Yes, that sounds right. There should be 3 bottles, all with the Russefeld seal. Now, you go do that. I'm going to lie down for just a minute. I believe we toured the southern... Fine. Let me try to remember. I recall sitting near a fire with someone playing a lute. Yes, that memory's a bit more clear. I believe you'll find the first bottle there. The sunrise, perhaps? It was getting darker then. I took a seat on a stone bench further within the arbor. There was a light behind me, but it was faint. A small lamp, I suppose? Yes, and I had just a hint of my bottle of wedding veil. I remember now. Ah, my rose heart. Strong stuff, if memory serves. I must have been even further within the arbor at that time, probably close to town. I remember falling down quite a few times. It most likely ended up on the ground somewhere. Oh, it's the best place for wine in Somerset. Well, at least according to my father it is. That's why he makes me travel all the way here. Honestly, though, it tastes all the same to me. Why, aren't you just hilarious? Yes, let's bully the tasteless lush who lost his wine. Speaking of which, don't you have bottles to find? I must return to Shimmerine soon, or I'll never hear the end of it. So, off you go.
And joy under pregnant golden sails, my star-eyed bride of Alinor, lost in storm and spray. My star-eyed bride of Alinor, the cruel fate took away. White swan feathers flutter.
Sleck. My head hasn't hurt this bad since, well, actually not that long ago. Perhaps my cousin's wedding last month? But then, there was that little get-together last week. Never mind all that. Have you the bottles? My, don't these beauties look tempting? Perhaps I'll have a few sips, just to get me going before I set off on the road. Here's your reward, for services rendered and all that.
Anyone else? I love harvesting runestones.
Hey there, careful where you step. My livestock is having their dinner, and I won't have some bumbler stomping all over them. I've got enough trouble with their mating woes. These bugs happen to be the most desirable olive lint to crawl upon Somerset. When ground up, my beauties make the most brilliant shade of grey you ever did see. Why, I even got the artist Tindoria as a client. Oh, well, I did. What a shame. I always took her for one of the good ones. Never tried to cheat me or say I wasn't welcome. Always complimented my beauties when she visited. The ideal customer every time. To think that she would go so far as to sabotage my livestock. Because it turns out she's just like every other high elf on this island. I refused to sell my carapaces to her exclusively, and this is what happens. Verilel was just heartbroken when I had to turn him away. Yes, and he had quite a bit to say about Tindoria. He told me just last week she was complaining about my services. And I heard this wouldn't be the first time she's done something shady. By Ifra, to think I was so blind.
Wait, don't hurt me. This wasn't my idea, honest. I just did what I was paid to. Just let me go and I'll tell you everything. Oh, I don't know. Some sort of pheromone? It makes those nasty bugs sleepy, but that's it, I swear. It's not poison or anything. Why did I ever agree to work for that snobby artist? What? No, a fellow named Verilel. Nasty perfume, full of himself, typical artist. He paid me to sabotage this farm. Not quite sure why, but, well, I think it's about time I leave. No need to tell the authorities, right? That's it. This is the last time I get caught up in artist rivalries.
I trust your search was as fruitless as mine? He did? Well, honestly, I would love to believe that. Tindoria's support was the only thing I had going for my business for a long while. But what would Verilel have to gain from all this? That's true. Tindoria and Verilel have been rivals for as long as they've been artists. I even let that bastard convince me Tindoria was the one who did it. Ah, these artists and their rivalries. It's always us little people who are made to suffer. Here, take the last of my stock. I'm sorry I ever took the word of that perfumed pansy over Tindoria. Just glad I'm able to get her this shipment. That gentleman never did me a bit of harm.
Watching you harvest is exciting. I can't wait to see what you're going to do with that. It's so much better than reading.
Well, someone had to kill her. Vereda didn't just up and die at the tender age of 28.
Stop squawking, you fat netch! You're just as likely the one that killed her.
I did this then? When you're the one greedier than a starving hawker?
This is going nowhere. We'll never find the treasure if we keep killing each other.
You walk in here on 3 skeevers arguing over a dead body and decide you want to chat with one of them? You either got some kind of guts or you're some kind of stupid. Either way, maybe you can help. A family squabble of sorts. You see, one of these ghosties went and killed Vereda. Problem is, none of us are about to go treasure hunting. There's a murderer at our back. I'm killing for gold. You don't stop at one. Or so I hear. Ancestor of ours, Jadil the Keelhauler, cached her loot around here. If you grab the chest for us, there's no chance for a sneak attack. The map over there will lead you right to it. And obviously, I'll pay you for the trouble. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Look at these squabbling fools. Why don't I just take the treasure myself? Tough like that. The only thing that will crack the chest open is the blood of Jadil's descendant. Thus, you'll need one of us.
Another one? You there! Come here!
Might be something good in there. Might be nothing. Never know unless you check.
I bet you've come here for an Aurealis bloom. Well, tough luck. Fresh out. Last one was nabbed a fortnight ago. Come back in about a year. Maybe I'll have another one by then. Why else would you come here? The view? You know, once you could get an Aurealis anywhere. Now it's all but gone. Blotted out of existence by the greed of artists. You heard me. As soon as they learned it made a pretty paint, that was it. Didn't care that it takes over a year to grow, and that's only with proper care. No, they had to have it. And so they took, and now there's nothing left. What are you, deaf? Or just scared to go back empty-handed? Look, I told you that plant is gone. Go find another bloom for your fancy painting. Off with you now. Just leave me and my garden be. Off with you now. I have a lot to do, and you're not helping by stomping about my delicate plants. What are you? Some sort of monster? Can't leave a plant on the brink of extinction alone? Can't let the rest of Somerset enjoy its natural beauty? All for some paint? Fine. I have one left, under the basket there, but you can't take it. Of course I did. Why would I let you have one of the last, if not the last, surviving blooms? If you take that plant, the species may be wiped out for good. Did you ever, in your obsession with paint, think about what you're taking from Somerset? Yes! That's what I've been saying all along. You're about to uproot what could be the last Aurealis on Somerset and grind it up for some painting. How could you do something so horrible? You really want to take the chance? I'm telling you, I've searched all over this island. This is the only one I could find. In less than a year, it will spread seeds. I'll nurture them, help rekindle the species. Please, just don't do this. Finally, someone who sees reason. Thank the stars. And thank you too, kind traveler. After the last visitor, I was just about ready to give up hope that I'd ever meet a kindred soul. Oh, but damn that Verilel. I'd have 2 blooms if not for him. Yes, Verilel. The blasted artist who took the last Aurealis bloom I cultivated. That's why I was so desperate to save the only surviving plant.
You going to enchant something with that? Can I watch? Treasure?
You there! I do say, you there! I must say, I've just had the most dreadful day. First, my betrothed runs off with some wood elf, and then she manages to get kidnapped by werewolves. At this rate, my reputation may never recover. To think Nirelin would put me in such a position. In all honesty, I'd rather leave her in this cave. She's certainly earned such a fate. But if word got out that I left her to die, or if she managed to escape and actually marry that wood elf, suffice to say, I simply can't just leave her. Certainly not risk my life, if that's what you're implying. You know, you have the look of a ruffian. Want to take on the task? If you collect Nirelin, or at least what's left of her, I'll make sure you're paid handsomely. Excellent. Once you've finished, meet me near the Mages Guild in Shimmerine. Of course, discretion is key here. I want no word getting out about this little incident, not even to common folk. Rumors do tend to spread, after all.
Nice hole. Watch me go! Nicely done.
Hold, courier. I would like to have a word, if you would. You know, I've heard quite a bit about your little venture to acquire Tindoria's supplies for her latest sketch, and I must say I'm impressed. You've certainly proven capable. I have a proposition for you. Sell those supplies to me instead. Well, I could speak to how those supplies would be used in the service of art that touches the soul of mer and man. But I feel my words would not move you, so let's try another venue, shall we? I'll double whatever payment Tindoria has offered. Me do such a thing? As I told dearest Brodrin, it was Tindoria who sought to drive him to ruin. Why, I adore the little woodland elf. Tindoria has tricked you, my friend. Then someone she paid to incriminate me, no doubt. This game we play is one with many twists. Tindoria has simply made sure to be one step ahead this time. Sell me those supplies, and I'll even make sure to compensate Brodrin for the trouble. Well, that's a shame, isn't it? Such wonderful colors wasted on such a forgettable piece. I am a purveyor of the divine, my friend. Cannot blame me for trying. Off with you, then. I shall defeat my rival the old-fashioned way, with talent.
At last you return, and with my reagents! Come, I simply must see them. My genius is like a stallion waiting to be set free. Complication? A fine way to refer to Veyralel. Oh, don't look so surprised. I can still smell that insufferable perfume of his. Yet here you are, which tells me you must have seen through his charade. Now, what of my supplies? Extinct? How could such a common plant go extinct? Just last week I saw some. Oh, wait a moment, was that last month? Last year? Oh, how the time flies when you're creating. No matter. Fine, I can work without it. I will, however, dock your pay. Oh, that scoundrel! Brodrin is a good mer, and he loves those bugs like his own children. This is intolerable news. How will I do without my sea grey? No, I cannot allow this. I will send Brodrin a loan to cover this year's livestock. Oh, wonderful! I hoped she'd like it. I do wish she'd return to the city instead of living in that backwater swamp. Though perhaps something good can be said for her isolation, as she's created such a lovely teal. And here is your payment, as contracted. I am pleased you chose to honor our arrangement instead of siding with that scoundrel. Oh, I see it now. You're the perfect subject for my masterpiece. Your shining loyalty, your pure heart. Perfect. Your visage upon my canvas shall be viewed for centuries, I'm sure. Why, maybe one day it will be featured in a gallery with the Queen herself. It's really very generous of me. You're quite welcome.